The rolling pivot turn. It's a pivot turn at speed. The inside leg keeps tapping the ground to keep you balanced. This keeps your momentum for the uphill climb and any obstacles coming up. The problem, of course, is don't pivot too far. On steep hills, this can be very dangerous. Burnsy pivots too far here, but thankfully it's not steep. You don't have to bring the front wheel up high. You can see John just skims the ground with low pivot turns. And finally Ben. Like John, he keeps the front wheel low, taps the ground with his inside foot, just enough to keep balance. You want to keep all your weight on that rear wheel. Let's take a quick look at Tim Coleman's tips again for switchback turns.
Once you are comfortable with the pivot turn, you can start to try it on a hill, which is called switchbacks.
Really pivot it. Don't pivot it too far or you'll end up down the bloody hill. Super smooth on the throttle, and right on the back. Switch the feet around. Lots of footwork on that. Take the time to get set up. Keeping your weight back. It's all good. It's all good fun.
The bike is always leaning into the hill as it pivots around, so keep the pivot turn low and very controlled. For some really advanced practice, hold the bike in place by slipping the clutch and move it around on the back wheel only. My turn. There's a tree root on the next corner. It forces you to do a quick pivot turn or you get caught on it. Next turn. I pivot a bit too far, but it's not steep here, so no problems. The next one is fine, although I do stop and lose my momentum. The next one is the hardest. You need good speed or you lose traction on the tree roots, and then not enough speed for the upcoming log.
Oh bugger! Wasn't expecting that. God. Rear wheel slipped.
Damn, I needed to be way more aggressive on this one.
Bugger. This is what happened to Art.
By now, the backache is really starting to kick in. It's been 14 months since the spine fracture, but I can only take a certain amount of this kind of riding before I'm crying like a baby. So I missed the last 3 pivot turn sections. Here they are again with Ben doing his thing. Pivot turns are so useful in this terrain. On this wet rock face, you can't use too much throttle or the rear wheel could spin out to the side. We do a lot of pivot turns when we are just warming up the bikes.
Ah, boot went on the wrong side of that tree.
This next turn would be perfect for the rolling or moving pivot turn, but I come to a stop and it needs a bit of effort to get going again. The rolling pivot turn avoids this.
Hang on. I think I missed something there.
15-year-old Arch. He is learning so fast nowadays and did his first ever silver class hard enduro recently. Great to see.
That's awkward.
Ah, how good are these tracks? Feeling very spoilt lately.
Oh, bugger.
Some very tight spots on these tracks. I've actually been thinking about trimming my bars down a little, but we can always just ease through like this. If we ever did a lot of fast riding with tree trunks brushing the bars, I would definitely trim them down.
Hang on. Where do they go?
This is Neil up ahead. He is very new to the technical riding and on a steep learning curve. It makes me realise there are so many techniques and skills to learn, and it gets tough on these tracks when sometimes 2 or even 3 techniques are required at once. And you just have to bash your way through and hope for the best. Slippery wet rock face, so you need your momentum, then back off the throttle to avoid the rear slipping out. Here we go, Ben is lighting up for quite a tricky wet rock.
Oh, up the wet rock face. Nicely done. Not for this chicken.
So a quick update on the broken back. Yeah, it's been 14 months since the fractures. They are fully healed, but there is still a dull ache that sets in after 2 hours of riding. Much quicker if I am lifting or pushing the bike. Hopefully it will disappear with enough time, but no complaints, it beats being paralysed. Well, that's about all I have to say, guys and girls. I'll leave you with another minute or 2 of riding. Catch you next time.
I thought there was a chicken track for this.